Hello, friend. Today, we're going to be talking about filter words. Yes, filter words. The little buggers that make our writing really hard to read. That's one way to say it. But they do make our writing kind of hard to read. There's a bunch of words in there that if you take them out, your writing just is a lot smoother and everything. So let's jump into that. Let me grab my notebook. Okay, so I made a list of all the filter words that I struggle with, slash some that other people struggle with, and some other ones that you just need to look out for. And actually, I want to just hop on and share this printable that I created last night that I think you are going to enjoy. So you can print it off and you can just have it in your book with your manuscript and everything. And when you're going through it to edit it, you can just basically look through. It's like, okay, this word, and then search your document for that word. And then you can change it up, take that word out if you can, change it up with another word, or just get rid of it completely. So let's see what the filter words are. First drafts are meant to be messy. So filter words, it's kind of normal that these will be in there and everything. But the awful thing about filter words is that they kind of like to put like a glass pane between you and your reader. You feel further away from your reader. You feel further away from the writer when you're reading, because it feels like there's these words that are in between you and the writer, or you and the reader. So usually the filter words come from like our senses. So like felt, thought, looking, or, words that have to do with senses. So instead of being like, oh, I feel sad or I felt sad, instead of saying felt or feel, show us how the character feels sad, instead of just saying, oh, they feel sad, because that is telling. And then plus, if you get rid of that, I felt sad, instead show the hurt in their heart, or crying. Maybe they're crying. People will know if your main character is crying that they're feeling sad, unless of course they're happy tears, which then you'll see a difference in that as well. So let's go over the 60 plus filter words to cut from your manuscript. So there's felt, feel, wonder, thought, think, know, realize, look, looking. Adverbs, also like ending in ly, the words with ending in ly, those are good to get rid of too. Now, but, and, then, was, had, were, and other past tense slash passive verbs. Notice, noticing, sounded, hear, heard, saw, seen, see, start to, began to, continue to. Show, finally, as, very, really, moment, that, just, as in like just in case, only, and then though, like as in though this happened, or another one is even as, in like even as, myself, told, nod, towards, ever, pulling, pulled, totally, completely, absolutely, literally, rather, somewhat, somehow, said, replied, asked, and then any other tags that are like that. Then breathe, breath, inhale, exhale. I know I've made my characters, oh, she inhaled and then exhaled, and it's like your character's breathing. That's a good thing. That means they're alive. That's a good thing. But probably don't need those unless it's extremely important to the story. But shrug, nod, reach, of, and then I also included another list here because I feel like all of us as writers have words that we use too often that we are like repetitive with. So I left an area here where you can write all those words in, and this is a really good document too, you guys, that you can just print out and keep in your story Bible or editing Bible. I'll put it in my story Bible, and then I'll have it in there for when I go through my first draft. But this is really good. I'll have it in there when I go through my draft and get rid of words. And kind of like when I do my line edit, I think I will pay really, really good attention to like my filter words and everything to make sure my sentences are really nice and crisp. So basically, when you have filter words in your story, it creates distance between you and your reader, which will make it really hard for your reader to feel connected to your story and your characters. So that's a good thing to remember. Also, instead of telling your reader the sense, insert it in there so that your reader can smell what it smells like there. They can see it, but they don't feel like they're being told to see, smell, or hear something. Sometimes you'd think it would be very, very easy to see, but these are things that I swear I've dealt with and struggled with in the past. So it's just like mind-boggling when you for the first time see how many of these that you have in your manuscript, and it's like, oh my word, there's a lot of those in there. Another thing is a lot of people are wondering too when you should start actually cutting these filter words from your manuscript. It's usually you want to cut them when you're going to have other people read them. So when you're about to send them to like your beta readers or your critique partners or whatnot. But for me, I think so my first draft, I'm going through and I'm just fixing the story and trying to make sure the story is working. Then after that, I will probably go through and do like an edit where I'm checking the lines and stuff. And with that, I would probably, right after doing the first edit, I will probably do my filter word search. Because after that, then I'm gonna, make sure the story is working and fix everything there, but then get rid of those so I can send it to my beta readers. And then after that, I'll edit again and send it to my critique partner. But yeah, so that's kind of my process where I'm gonna be sending it, but everyone's different. It's just nice to clean those things up before you send it to like your beta reader, your critique partner, or readers or whatever, just so that you have a less messy draft. Just because the words on this list mean that they're like, a filter word and everything doesn't mean that always you'll have to delete it. Sometimes you might actually need that word because the sentence won't work without it, or it just changes the complete meaning to the sentence without that word. So there are times where you will keep those filter words. So filter words just make it a lot more difficult for a reader to connect with the story and the characters. So it's kind of like if you imagine like a foggy piece of glass has been inserted between you and your reader, or between you as the reader and the author. And it's like that foggy glass that you can kind of see through a little bit, but yet you're being told what's happening on the other side. So it's irritating because you can't see it, but you're being told. And then with all that, there's the blurry glass where you can't really see through it. So you're like squinting and like, can I see this? Or what am I seeing on the other side? I mean, I know I'm being told this, but this is stressing me out. So I know that filter words have been known to actually stress people out when they're reading. So if you get rid of those filter words, your reading is going to be so much smoother and it's going to be a lot easier for readers to read. I hope that you enjoyed this little chat on filter words, and I hope that it helps you when you are editing your manuscript. So download your list of 60 plus filter words that you need to get rid of from your manuscript. So I hope that you have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.